What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This week's video. Hope you can hear me over the music, but today's video we're going to go through a back workout focused on width. So it's going to be all pull down movements. I'm going to show you my tips how to grow a wide back. First exercise, we've got cable rope pullovers. It should be great for the front aesthetic of your back, so when you're doing the front lat spread, etc., and making you look wider from the front view. Use your start warming up. 2 sets of 5. You really want to stretch out your lats. You'll be able to feel it pulling as if you're trying to pull it away, tear it off your body. So, neutral spine, let that stretch out. And when you come in, do not bend your elbows in. You want to come straight down and tuck into the pockets of your hip. Really hold this eccentric. It's really important for this one. Bring me into tip 1. You've heard me say this already. That's going to be to focus on your hip. So, especially movements where you're wanting to grow your lats, which we're doing here when we're trying to grow the front aesthetic of the lat, it is crucial to think about driving into your hip. Because if you pull backwards, you're going to use your rear delts and your upper back. But as we're trying to use the lat here, it really is about driving down into the hip. Right, going to the top set now. As you'll see, this is it's going to get heavy through the set. So my body's just going to force my elbow to flex and use my biceps and my upper back to drive the movement back. But you've got to make a conscious effort to elbows into the hip. Do a 20-second rest pause now, so I'll do a set aiming around 10-12 reps, 20 seconds off and go again. And I'll take on the next exercise. Right, as you see for exercise 2, we've got supernatant pull downs. Similar principle to the pullovers, you're driving elbow down into the hip. So you can see I'm leaning over. That'll bring me on to my second tip. I mentioned the elbow to the hip in the first tip. Leaning on from that is going to be, think of pulling through your elbow. It's easy to grab your wrist and drive down and use your biceps to aid the movement, but when you focus on driving through your elbow, you really do minimise that bicep and rear delt contribution and bring more of your lats into it. Right, let's try some fucking weight on. Oh, come on. You see I don't know if you can see on the video, but my legs are absolutely shaking. Before I started this back workout, I did some calves, the calf pyramid up and down and shaking like a scared cat with my legs. Right, so exercise 3, we've got the world's favourite exercise, D-hammer pull downs. I don't know if you can see this, but I have it in a hammer or neutral grip. Using the same tips as the first 2 exercises, using your elbow to drive into the hip. You see what I mean a bit better now when I tell you to lean into the lat. So this will bring me into my next tip, which will be momentum. And I also need to try and minimize it. So I'm leaning into my lat, which means I'm closing that, so I'm crunching down onto it. This will help me to really feel it and really squeeze in the peak of contraction. This being said, this will also stop me from coming out and swinging back like this and rotating like this across the hip. Obviously you don't want to rotate your waist because that's when your lower back's going to come into play. So not only does it take it away from your lats, but also you're going to increase the likelihood of getting injured. So crunch down, elbow to hip. No swinging. That's a full fun exercise for the back workout is machine pullovers. My focus at the moment is growing my lats from the front. That's why I got two pullovers. At the start of the video, pullovers are a great way to throw the lats from the front. After this I'll do some rear delt flyers and 2 bicep exercises to finish off to make this more of a pull workout. As you see, I don't have the traditional pull down. It's not because I don't like it, but it does work more of your upper back than your lats in particular. And I do a lot of upper back work in my thickness and my row back day, which I'll show you in another video, my final tip for the workout. And that's the training the muscle in all different ranges of movement and planes of movement. So you see I'm doing a pullover from behind to in front of me. The first pullover was from in front of me to behind me, or to hip level. I've got a supinated pullover, which will work my lower lats, and hammer new split pullover. If I wanted to add in the last exercise, which I didn't, was train unilaterally. It's very easy to dominate with your stronger hand and build some imbalances. Like me, I'm right-handed, so I find it a lot easier to connect to my right side of movements. So if I'm using a regular pull down, like I said before, or something like this, my right arm may start to take over later on into the set where I start to struggle. Training unilaterally will not only help to stop imbalances, but will help your weak side to catch up. Start with your weaker arm when doing unilateral exercises, because if you can only do 8 with your weaker arm and do with 10 with your right side, and you do 10 with your strong side and only get 8, then the imbalance isn't going to be fixed by unilateral work. Start with the weak side, whatever you get with that side, match with the stronger side. Right, let's put some weight on. Time to do some Dorian style driving guts. Make sure to hold it. but that sounded great to this. Previous exercise are the drop sets, doing what I can, dropping away and keep going down, triple drop set style. Same, so with the Supernatant and with the thing, with the D handle. I'm not going to do the same thing, I'm going to do a rest pause here, so I'm going to go do what I can, take a 45-second break, go again, 30-second break, go again, 15-second break, and now I'll call it quits.